It's World Cup week, so it's time for my full predictions. Every single group in the entire bracket, starting with Group A, which could be a fun one in my opinion, because realistically, 3 different countries have a shot to take this group. Mexico, the favorites, Korea Republic, and Czechia. The argument for Czechia, they've been pretty hot coming into this tournament, so they could ride that momentum and continue to win. The argument against that, they haven't played the best competition recently, so this could be a little more of a challenge. Mexico, the favorites for a reason, very talented. A home field advantage is pretty significant here, but they are dealing with some injuries. My gut's telling me Korea wins this group, but the top 3 could finish in any order. Should be fun to watch. It's tough for me to see Mexico finishing outside the top 2, so I'll go them second, and Czechia has a shot to get in the knockout stage by finishing third here. We'll get to those third-place teams in a little bit. For Group B, not the strongest group in my opinion. Switzerland should be able to win this group. I'm going to pick them to finish first. Everyone kind of been waiting for Canada to break out further, even more the last few years. Hasn't fully happened yet, but now could be the time. Home field advantage to start at least. I'm going to go with them in second. We'll go Bosnia third to wrap up Group B. At the top of Group C, we should have an absolute battle between Brazil and Morocco. Brazil should be and probably are the more skilled squad, but Morocco's been playing really good since the last World Cup. So a match that can go either way. It happens to be the first match. Brazil not the healthiest maybe in the world right now. Neymar suffered a recent injury. So I'm going to lean with Morocco beating them head-to-head, so that means more likely they could take the group. Got to go Brazil second. Scotland a little underrated, I'd say, but tough for them to top Morocco or Brazil. Haiti in fourth. Group D should be fun, mainly at the top between USA and Turkey. USA with the home field advantage. I think Turkey is just slightly better. USA is so inconsistent. They can have a letdown. They could beat Turkey and they have a letdown against Paraguay or Australia. I could totally see that scenario. I'm going to go Turkey wins the group, and I'm kind of been back and forth on that. USA, both squads, young squads getting better. Home field advantage for USA. That makes me want to go with them. But at the end of the day, I'm going to trust Turkey a little bit more. USA second. But back and forth on third and fourth, too. Australia maybe could surprise some people. Finish third here in Group B. Group E should be a good one because you got 3 solid countries here. Germany, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. And you do have Curacao, who is the smallest country in the tournament, so it'll be tough for them to finish in the top 3. Germany, the favorites, but we've seen them disappoint in recent past. I think Ivory Coast and Ecuador have a shot to surprise and win this group. I'm still going to lean Germany, though. In an absolute battle, I've been back and forth for second place between Ivory Coast and Ecuador. Ivory Coast been hot heading into this tournament, and Ecuador may be one of the best actually on defense in this tournament, but do they have enough attacking power? Can they score enough in this tournament? It's a big question. Ecuador are the favorites to finish second. I'm going to lean Ivory Coast here. Ecuador, I have them in third, but they have a shot to surprise and win this group. So that's how I have Group E finishing. For Group F, another strong one because you have Netherlands, Japan, and Sweden. Mainly, I think it's between Netherlands and Japan here, but it wouldn't completely shock me if Sweden overperformed and won this group. But I do think it's between Netherlands and Japan. We just talked about Ecuador having one of maybe the more impressive defenses in this tournament. Netherlands probably has that top defense. I'm going to go with them finishing first, but I could see Japan taking this group. It's going to be a tough battle there. Could have a draw between those two teams. Japan second. I'm going to go exactly how it is listed there for Group F, but that should be one of the more fun groups for sure. Group G does not feel like one of the strongest groups. Belgium has disappointed at times or underperformed, at least in my opinion, in past tournaments, but very talented. Should be able to win this group here. I'm gonna go exactly how it's listed once again. I'm gonna go Egypt, finds a way to get second, Iran, and then New Zealand in fourth. And then Group H, I think is pretty straightforward. The top 2 are clear and the bottom 2 are clear. I'm gonna go Spain first. Maybe some injuries at the start of this tournament, but should get healthy as long as they stay healthy. Whoever's playing out there should get healthier as the tournament goes on. Uruguay in second. And then I guess it's a top toss-up, who finishes third and fourth. We'll go Saudi Arabia and then Cape Verde in fourth for Group H. Group I, the strongest group, maybe the group of death, at least in my opinion. You have a powerhouse in France, but you have 2 legit squads, 2 legit countries in Senegal and Norway. Iraq's going to have a very, very tough time. Really, I could see, everyone's expecting France. It's hard not to predict it because they're one of the maybe the most talented squad on the planet. It's hard not to predict them to finish first. I'm going to do it. I'm going to predict them to finish first, but I could see a world where Senegal or Norway wins this group, and then we have an absolute battle between 2 and 3. Maybe Norway plays a little bit better on defense compared to Senegal in this tournament, and we know they could score as well, so I'm going to go Norway second, Senegal third. They got to be a third-place team that gets in. Too talented here. Then Group J, which you'd think Argentina got it easy. The defending champs got it easy. And I'm going to predict that, but it's maybe not so fast. There's some sneaky countries here with Austria and Algeria. I think both can make some noise here. Austria could be one of the sneakier teams, sneakier squads of this entire tournament, in my opinion. Algeria finishing third, and then Jordan in fourth for Group J. Group K feels pretty straightforward. Now, Portugal or Colombia have a shot to win this group, but I'm going to go Portugal 1. I'm going to go Colombia 2. And then 3-4, a little up in the air. I'll go with Congo at 3. And then Group L, I like England to take that group. Croatia's been so good in past tournaments recently, but could this be the time where they feel a little more aged and declining a little bit? It's possible, but I'll take them second. Ghana versus Panama for 3-4. I could see it either way. A lot of people picking Panama. I'm going to go Ghana for that third spot for Group L, and Panama in that fourth spot in the group. Picking the 8 top third-place teams to make that knockout stage. Senegal's gotta make it. I mean, they have a shot to win their group or finish second. Ecuador's another one I definitely see moving on. I'm just going to go Algeria, who could finish second in their group. Sweden could be a little bit of a surprise. Czechia has a shot to win or finish second in their group, so I feel like going with them. Iran, another one. They could top Egypt to finish second in their group, make some noise there. So I'm going to have them going on. We need 2 more. I'm going to go Scotland. Tough group for them. That's the tough part because they can just lose 2, right? And just end up with 1 win. But I'm going to go with them getting in. And a little bit of a toss-up here. I could see any of the following make. We'll go Ghana. We'll mix it up here. And then that brings us to the knockouts. Germany and Scotland, pretty good matchup for Germany here to avoid disappointing once again in these tournaments. France and Sweden like the matchup for France. Mexico and Canada should be pretty fun. Canada is kind of an up-and-coming squad here in Los Angeles, so neither country gets that home field advantage. I'm going to go with Mexico here, hoping they get a little healthier. I mean, a big-time first-round matchup. I mean, it's ridiculous. Netherlands and Brazil feels like a heavyweight matchup. In the first round here, I've been arguing with myself on this one. I keep changing my mind. Could go either way. Netherlands, maybe the top defense in the world. Brazil, very, very talented. Maybe aging a little bit. Could get healthier by the time this game happens. Been back and forth. I'm leaning Brazil at this moment. It's kind of sad that one of those countries has to go home in the first round. Colombia and Croatia. Croatia's been so good in these tournaments. Maybe it changes a little bit this time around. I'm going to go Colombia. Spain and Austria. I mean, Spain is the much better squad here. I'm going to go with them, but Austria, I mentioned it earlier in this video, these predictions that they're a very sneaky team to watch, where if someone, a wild card country, is going to make a push deep in the bracket, I feel like it could be them. It's just such a tough road, though. Spain to start, but depending on how the groups finish, it could be different, obviously. Turkey and Algeria, another one I kind of could see going either way. I'm going to go Turkey. Belgium and Czechia. We'll go Belgium. Another one of those tough ones that it's close to 50-50 toss-up. I think Japan's another one of those dark horses to make a deeper run than people expect. Morocco's been playing so good since the last World Cup, played very well on defense. I'm going to go Morocco. That's one that's a big toss-up. Ivory Coast really could. Another one that could shock a lot of people, make a run. They've been playing pretty good, but I'm feeling Norway in this one. Korea and Ecuador. Good match. One that's another, I keep saying it, but another one that can go either way. I'm going to go Ecuador. I like the way they play defense. Just do that. Can they score enough? There's going to be probably games that if they keep going in the knockout stages that go the extra time, go to, penalty kicks, because they can hold teams, but can they score enough? England and Senegal, not the easiest first round match for England, not the hardest, either. I'm going to go with England in that one. Argentina and Uruguay, I mean, that could be a battle in the first round. You got to go with the defending champs in that one. This seems to be made or set up pretty well for USA here, United States. Second in their group is what I predicted behind Turkey, and they still get to play pretty, in their home country. They get to play at Dallas, and they get to go against Egypt. It's not a free win, but it's a pretty favorable matchup for them. I'm going to go with USA. Switzerland and Iran. Definitely got to go Switzerland here, and Portugal and Ghana. Pretty good matchups for these squads here. So we'll go Portugal. So back to the top in the next round. I like France over Germany, Mexico and Brazil. in Houston. I'm going to go at Brazil. Again, this could be Netherlands, and I would like Netherlands there. So that's the tough part to predict, Brazil and Netherlands in that first round. I like Spain over Colombia and Dallas. Turkey on Belgium. Yeah, one that I could see on either side here. I'm going to go Belgium. Morocco and Norway. They actually just played in a tune-up game. Doesn't mean a ton. End up drawing. Morocco scored early. Norway finished the game a little better. I like Norway. Norway's a squad that can make a run here. I think surprise some people. I don't think it'd be shocking to people. Ecuador and England. I like England. Pretty good matchup for them. Argentina should have no problem with USA. But, hey, they're at home. They're going to be comfortable. Young players that are kind of on the rise. Yeah, again, it's kind of made for them, even if they finish second in their group. So maybe they surprise people and make a little bit of a run, but I don't like their chances against Argentina. Switzerland and Portugal, I like Portugal in that one. We got some heavyweight battles. France and Brazil, yeah, that's the furthest, I think. I mean, Brazil really could win it all, but I mean, I had them beating Netherlands. They should be able to beat Mexico if they make it here, and they could beat France. I just like France. They're the more talented squad. One of the more balanced squads in this entire tournament. Spain and Belgium, I like Spain in that one. I am picking a lot of the heavyweights. That's where I'll come back to that one. Argentina, they're both tough. Maybe I'm trying not to go with the obvious top teams here. Norway could be that sneaky team that makes it a little further. England is so talented, though. I got to go England here, but we could try to get a little more. If I want to get a little more bold, have Norway there. Argentina and Portugal, I mean, what a game in their last World Cups, most likely Messi versus Ronaldo, but probably will be more impacts from other players on both squads. I'm going to go at Portugal here. Maybe tough to repeat for the defending champs in Portugal. Very talented squad, and maybe the best midfield in the entire tournament. So they move on, but that could, again, another one of those could go either way. France and Spain, as long as Spain gets a little healthier, they could be the team to beat, but France, again, very, very talented as well. I'm going to go with Spain here in Dallas, heading to the finals. And then England versus Portugal, tough one. Yeah, I think myself, like a lot of people out there, may be questioning who England picked for their squad. A lot of notable names. I mean, Cole Palmer stands out for me. How did they not make the squad? So could that hurt them? But they've also, even though they've performed very well, they've failed to get over the hump in the past. So maybe those surprise changes, that surprise squad could do it for them. Portugal, very, very talented. Ronaldo's last run here. I'm gonna go with Portugal. Part of me wants to predict Norway to get a little more bold to get over England. Either way, I'm going to feel comfortable with Portugal getting through. Spain and Portugal. To me, over the last couple of years or since the last Euro, I feel like Spain is the best team, the team to beat, even though Argentina is the defending champs. My feeling is, man, I could see Ronaldo winning in his last dance here. I totally could see it. I would love that. My gut this whole way has been Spain wins this tournament. A lot of powerhouses get through. There's got to be a surprise in here somewhere. Like I said, I really like Austria to possibly be that team, but if they have to get matched up with Spain right away, I don't like that. Norway could be that, if we're trying to switch it up, get a little more bold. I could see Japan. I could see Japan being that team. Morocco was that squad that made that run last time. Ecuador with their defense, even if they finish in third, I could see it. Ivory Coast, another one that could be a little, keep saying sneaky. That's my term for the surprise teams. Who else could I see? Yeah, again, if Netherlands, that's why it's tough. I could see Netherlands because the way they play defense, I could see them getting as far as here. Maybe Netherlands could get further than Brazil, in my opinion, but head-to-head here, I was 50-50, really, coin flip game. So that's the toughest part for me. Some people think Sweden can make some noise. That'd be a tough matchup here. Out of the teams that I didn't have making it out, who could be that surprise? I don't think there would be any of those, actually. I thought maybe there would be a surprise team here, but yeah, there you have it for my predictions. And just to have a little fun, I saw this auto pick here. So let's auto pick every group. That's how they finish. Mexico, Czechia, Korea. You can see all these. Qatar finishing second. Wow. Brazil, Morocco. So these are Paraguay winning that. Turkey finishing last. that's the game. You know, it might have surprise. Okay, that's where it's a little ridiculous here. Curacao. Let's to make it a little more realistic. I just don't see that happening. Let's move them down and everyone up there. Sweden, Netherlands, New Zealand. I've actually seen some people. I don't know if Belgium finishes last. We'll roll with it. We've already changed one thing. Uruguay finishing fourth. Let's make it a little more realistic here. Let's bump this up. Anything super surprising down here? That could happen. You know, that could happen. France, Norway, Iraq, Senegal. I don't really see that, but maybe. I don't see this one either. We'll move Jordan down here. I don't see that one either. All right, let's go in. All right, let's choose 8 third-place teams. A lot of good ones. You got to go Belgium. You got to go Uruguay. You got to go Japan, Ecuador, Austria, Korea. Just going down the line here. Canada, and then Scotland? Sure. Could see, we'll move on. Pick knockout. So, hey, we ended up with the same at the top there. France and Japan. Not a free win for France at the top. Czechia, Qatar. Go Czechia. Sweden and Morocco. Sweden wins that group is what happened there. Then maybe they keep rolling, make some noise. I got to go Morocco, though. We're going to end up with the same teams at the end. England and Colombia, though, maybe not. It'd be a little tougher for... Ooh, I could see Colombia winning that. We'll go England, Spain, and Argentina. Right off the bat. My God, someone's going home. I got to go Spain. They're my champs in my actual bracket. Paraguay and Canada. San Francisco game, we'll go Canada. New Zealand, Korea, we'll go Korea. Netherlands and Brazil once again. That's the one. I keep ending up with that, and I just keep changing my mind. It's like Brazil's a little older, not healthy. I got Netherlands defense, got to go them, and Brazil. I think a little faster, trust them a little more on offense, so that's where I want to go them. Norway and Ivory Coast, again, one that can go either way. We had, again, Uruguay and Mexico. In Mexico City, we'll go Mexico as long as they get a little healthier. Austria over Croatia. I think that'd be a little bit of an upset. Algeria over Saudi Arabia. USA over Iran. Belgium, Switzerland. I'll go Belgium. Could go either way there. Portugal. We'll go Portugal over Belgium. I'm going to end up with USA gets a pretty favorable run here. I'm going to go Austria over Mexico. Norway over Brazil. Pretty good shot for Canada and Korea here. I'm going to go Korea. Spain and England. So England going home a little early. Morocco over Czechia. France over Germany. Go France over Morocco. Spain over Korea. Good run for them. Norway and Austria. Oh my, that's a fun one. Portugal over USA. Give Austria some love, huh? I said they could be a little sleepy. I mean, it's sneaky. Same with Norway. That's the semifinal. Either way, I'd probably have Portugal going here, and then bet that again could go either way, but I'd go Spain. Ended up with Spain and Portugal. Again, I like this matchup here in Miami, Norway, and Austria. Those are two squads that maybe they don't even neither or just one or both makes the knockout stage realistically. But two squads I could see making some noise, going the distance. Same with the Ivory Coast. I kind of mentioned them. Ivory Coast, Japan, another one. Maybe Ecuador because their defense. We'll see. Again, I like these. These are the two teams I want to predict. When I first saw all the groups of teams, I wanted to go England. Interesting strategy with their squad. Maybe they just want to switch things up. Could definitely see them getting over the hump and actually winning this thing. But I had Spain winning from the start. So that's what I'm rolling with. Let me know your guys' predictions, what you would change. If you have bold predictions, you probably want to go a little more bold than me. Let me know your picks in the comments. I would love this. I just love seeing the variety of different picks. Give me your final 4, final 8, your bold picks. Who's that sneaky? Even if you're not predicting it, who's that sneaky country to make it far? I kind of mentioned some of mine. Would love to see that in the comments. We do NFL content here. We cover the NFL almost every single day, more than anyone on the planet. So if you're a football fan, an American football fan, join us. It'd be much appreciated. Like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.